Hello everyone, this is Otavio. Welcome to the Galleon Library, and today I'm going to be doing a tag video. It has been a while, so I think it's time. And I'm going to be doing the reading habits tag, and these are 12 questions that I have to answer, and here they are. Question number 1. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? Yes, I do. It's right here, like this armchair right here. I'm gonna post a picture, and here it is. It's a nice armchair, just a place for me to sit down and read. And usually if I'm reading for extended periods of time, I'm gonna move to the bed with a light on my bedside table, but most of the time I'll be reading right here. Question number 2, bookmark or a random piece of paper? Bookmark, definitely. I have some bookmarks that I really like. This is one of them. It's like the stars with a quote. It's kind of a cheesy quote actually. Shoot for the moon, even if you miss it, we'll land among the stars. It's very cheesy, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, I use those bookmarks. I have, I think, 3 of those, and I'll just like leave them inside the books that I'm reading at the time. And yeah, that's it. Question number 3. Do you just stop reading, or do you have to stop at a certain chapter or a certain amount of pages? For me, I always have to stop at the end of a chapter or at a break in the middle of a chapter. Sometimes there are those. Never in the middle of a chapter, right after a sentence. It just doesn't make sense. I have to get the complete chapter. That's the way it was intended, for you to start it and finish it, and not just stop in the middle. So I can't just do that. It's just something I cannot do. I always have to finish at the end of a chapter. And in fact, if I'm, for example, on the subway reading and I realize I will not be able to stop at the end of the chapter because I won't have time to finish the chapter, I won't even start it. Question number 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? Depends. I try sometimes to eat, but I end up getting distracted by the food and I don't really read, or I get smudges all over my pages, which I hate, so it doesn't really work. So sometimes I will try it, but it's not really something I like to do. But I love drinking coffee or tea while reading. That's something I always have to have handy if I'm at home. Question number 5. Multitasking. Do you watch TV or listen to music while reading? Never, 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 never. If I do that, I will be either doing one thing or the other. So I might be reading, but I'm not paying attention, or the music might be playing, or the TV show or the movie might be playing, but I won't even watch it really. Sometimes when I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm tempted to do other things because it's kind of like passive, you know, just listening to something. But whenever I do other things, I realize that I'm not really listening to the audiobook at all. I don't even remember what happened like in the last 30 minutes or so when I was doing something else. So I have to be completely invested, and I'm really, really easy to get distracted, so I'd like to be isolated when I'm reading. So that's why I have this little room here. It's a little room only for my reading, and that's why I have this chair, so I can sit here and read and do nothing else. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once? For me, usually one book at a time, unless I'm listening to an audiobook, at which case I might have a physical book as well, but I like to be invested, so I like to really get into the story and read just that. So it will be really, really rare for me to read 2 books at once, and sometimes when I do, I tend to abandon one of them, so I will continue reading probably the one that I'm most interested in, and the other one would just fall to the curb, unfortunately. So yeah, just one book at a time. Number 7, reading at home or everywhere? Everywhere. Whenever I have time, I'll always carry a book or an audiobook, so I can always read when I have time. Number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head? Silently, yeah. I don't actually know anyone that reads out loud when not reading to someone else, so if you do, let me know. I'll be interested to know why. Yeah. Question number 9, do you read ahead or ever skip pages? No, 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 no. Well, for textbooks maybe, or for academic books maybe, if I'm a little like pressed with time and I have to finish it or get to the more important parts, I might do that, but for novels, never, 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 never. Sometimes though, when the book is very suspenseful and I'm like waiting for a big revelation, I have to grab my bookmark and put it on top of the word so I read only the line that I'm on, because I tend to like my eye tends to wander down the page and I tend to read spoilers because I'm anticipating it so much. So I put this on top so I don't spoil myself. That has happened several times, so I have to be prepared. It's weird, I know. Question number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new? Well, depends. If I'm reading a normal paperback, I tend to keep it new. I don't like to break the spines. But if I'm reading like a mass market paperback, like this one for example, this is all broken because you just can't really read like the book properly. Like the words will be on the edges and you can't see everything, so you have to break the spine, and I break them happily if I didn't pay more than, I don't know, like $5 or $6 for the book, tops. Question number 11. Do you write in your books? No. If I have to do any sort of note-taking, I just take post-its or I write on a piece of paper and put it inside the book as if it was a bookmark, or I just open a file on my computer and write the notes down. I never write on my books, ever. And question number 12, who do you tag? So for this video I'm gonna tag Marina from a Makeshift Library, Maija from Maija's Fantasy Reads, Mindy from Mindy Reads, Nicole from Nicole's Adventures in SFF, Sabrina from Sabrina Everywhere, and Gabriel from Papo Entre Páginas. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you want to see more, click subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, my handle is @GalileanBooks. So, see you guys next time. Ciao!